Hello tennis guys and welcome to my channel. So the new Dunlop CX series, the new Dunlop control oriented rackets are here, and in today's video I will be talking about their parameters, the specifications, the new technologies, and so on and so on. You can expect once again a very detailed info about every single version. And yeah, I can't wait to share it with you, because today I just added those rackets to the Sportega store I work for. So I added all the parameters there. I wrote the description, the base description for these rackets, and they look really great. I can't wait to test them, because I hope I will get hands on them as I got hands on one of the FX 500 Tour series, or the rackets from the FX series last year. It was a very unique experience, I must say, because the Dunlop rackets are really special. We will dive into it in this video, so guys, stay tuned for more.
Everyone who is watching from home, especially my family, I wish that everyone could have my parents, because they always let me choose whatever I wanted to. Even when I was younger, I made also some other sports, and they never put pressure on myself, and I wish that this freedom is possible for as many young kids as possible. So thank you so much for my parents.
So without any hesitation, I have here the official catalog for the 2024 season, and the CX tennis rackets, the control-oriented sticks, are once again very highly anticipated, because they are becoming more and more, let's say, favorite for many players who kind of feel lost in the segment of control-oriented rackets, and they are truly unique, and let's talk about them right now. So as usual, they are injected with the Sonic Core technology, the Infinergy technology that enhances the racket feel. It is made with Infinergy by BASF company. So the Sonic Core is there to maintain control and also to maintain the power. And as they say in the description, that the Sonic Core with Infinergy is placed in 2 and 10 o'clock areas of the racket. This is a super elastic, super light material that offers rebound properties significantly higher than other materials. It reduced vibrations mean reduced impact, meaning more comfort and lower injury risk. Power never felt so good. So what does this all translate into? So the tennis racket companies nowadays, the last couple of years, they are trying to make the control-oriented rackets as comfortable as possible, so you can hit as hard as possible. That's all the, let's say, a philosophy behind the comfort. The comfort is not there to kind of make you feel relaxed or easy on the court or something like that. When we hear comfort, does it mean performance comfort? No, comfort doesn't mean performance, but comfort in this sense, as we hear it from these companies, means that you can hit harder than ever before without feeling any pain in your arm. That's all what is it all about, all these technologies. So control with power and also with comfort. So it's not like you are playing with a racket that is injected with some super comfortable material that is going to take away all the feel. No, they are trying to mix it well together, and I think most of the companies are quite doing well. So don't get fooled by someone saying that, you know, comfort is wrong, comfort is bad. Well, when you are hitting a ball for 3 or 4 hours on the court, then you might want some comfort in your tennis racket, because next day you will probably have another long match, and so on and so on. So if you are a tournament-oriented player, then the comfort is becoming also very important in the segment of the performance-oriented rackets. Now, the next technology. This is a new technology, let's say, or it is an improved technology, because it is called the Power Grid String Tech Plus. It has been there before. So what does this technology do? It is a redesigned string bed that's larger across the main area, or the main and cross strings, that gives you more even power distribution, particularly at the top of the racket, while great string movement generates more power and spin. Put total control in the palm of your hand. So that's also something that companies are tinkering with all the time. So the spacing between the main and cross strings can make a huge difference. How you feel the ball, how you create topspin, how you create power, what is the power level of the racket. And we know that strings are essentially 50% of performance of a tennis racket, because a tennis racket without a string is nothing. It's just it's just a frame. But the strings are there to make the racket alive. So the companies know this, and they are more focusing in this part of the technology. So it might feel like something small, but it can actually make a huge difference. We all know that how pure aero has changed in the past generations, just because they were tinkering with the space between the strings. Some people love it now, some people hate it, and it's just about finding the right balance between the power, control, and spin potential. So yeah, we can see that the Power Grid String Tech Plus is there to kind of make the best of both worlds of the control and comfort. But unless you hit with the racket, you don't know, and you can always change this by having there a different tennis string, different tension, different the width of the string, whether you play with 1.2 or 1.3 millimeter string. That can make a huge difference. So there are so many variables that change how the racket feels, that it's not that simple just to write a description for some technology and that's it, because everyone will feel it a little bit different. But it's good to know what the companies are trying to do, so you can easily later, when you are playing with the racket, kind of know what you can expect from the frame a little bit more. So I will delete this, and let's move to the really new technology that wasn't there before, and it's the Vibro Shield. So when I was reading through this description, and I will read it for you in case you can't see it properly in the video. So Vibro Shield, control with comfort. Once again, ease into a new level of control. Play with a softer, more flexible racket feel thanks to Vibro Shield. This high elasticity vibration damping layer in the shaft area filters out vibrations, giving players a less stiff, more flexible feeling. So you get the comfort to stay in control of every shot you hit. If you read through this, what reminds you this sentence? Let's say this high elasticity vibration damping layer. It sounds very similar to the Yonex Percept technology that is based on a, let's say, very similar idea. So there is this high elasticity layer, the transparent layer probably, that is inserted between the carbon fiber layers. And this elastic material filters out the vibration, but in a, let's say, gentle way. And if you followed my Percept review or the quality control test or any other video about the Percept, I was talking about the technology that what it does is that not only it filters out the vibration, but more important for me is how fast it filters out the vibration. And in the Yonex Percept tennis rackets, it is 5 times faster, so 500% faster than let's say standard carbon fiber. If you have a standard carbon fiber or the graphite, let's say 100% graphite tennis rackets, without this elastic material, then it is 5 times slower in filtering the vibrations. So the faster the vibration is filtered out, the less of the vibration stays in your hand, of course. And it means that you can stay very comfortable during a long rally, rallies that are over 10, 15, 20 balls over the net. And your arm will for sure get tired, but they are trying to make the racket as pleasant as possible so you can really control the racket without feeling fatigue in your hand. That's once again something that these companies are now getting into the kind of same spot with the tennis rackets. So it's really interesting to read these kind of description because they are now quite similar to each other. So let's move on. Let's move to the specs of the rackets, to the models, to the versions. Why is this so big? I'm not sure why. Never mind. Okay, now I can get it. So let's move on. Oh, I forgot one more thing, and that's very important. So the new CX series is made from a new box frame mold for more stability. Hoop and frame stiffness was adjusted, concave area inside the hoop. So that's quite a big news, because very often we can see that rackets remain the same in the sense that the frame, the geometry, the mold, the base of the frame remains the same. So now Dunlop has changed the mold for more stability. It makes sense. The more stable the racket, the more power from the racket, and easy power, I mean, and of course the racket will be also good in defense situations, which is a part of a game that's becoming very, very important, because everyone wants to play aggressive, right? So there must be someone who also needs to play defensive. It's a very unusual situation where both of the players on the court are with the same aggression, and they are really hitting like both of the players in the same rate, same high speed, and so on. Most of the times, one of the players is more aggressive and one of the players is less aggressive, is more, let's say, defensive. And you need to a great defense in your game, like we have seen Novak Djokovic in the semi-final of the Australian Open with Yannick Sinner. Yannick Sinner played fantastic match, great effort in the offense, great defense, and Novak was just lost. He didn't find his way through the defense, and yeah, it's super important to have also defense on your side, and the better stable racket, the better also defense, and the easier you can overcome the hard shots from the opponent. And the stiffness was also adjusted, of course, for the more stability and the concave area inside the hoop. So it's inside the hoop, means inside the frame. We can see here the head, and inside the hoop means this part of the racket has been changed inside, not outside where you can see the grommets from the outside, but the inside hoop, the concave part, the shape, the width was changed, but still it's the box. It's a boxed frame, so you can expect very good stability from a box frame. Usually box frames are on control-oriented rackets, for example, like the head Prestige rackets. So now the versions, finally, let's move to the versions. So we have there the CX 200 Tour 18x20. Look at that, look at the shape, look at the frame, very interesting. I'm not sure if the throat was made like this, but I believe this part looks to me that is really new, this part. I'm not sure, but it looks like it's new. I don't remember it was like this before, and this might help with the, let's say, with the stability of the racket in this section. But let's move to the parameters. So we can see that this racket, this particular version, this particular model is, it's for the advanced and tournament players for sure, because the head size, look at the head size, it is just tiny. The 95, it's quite unusual these days. So 613 square centimeters, 95 square inches. Unstrung weight, 315 gram. What a lovely weight for a control-oriented racket. Beam width, 20.5 constant beam width, so very thin beam. 18x20 string pattern. What can you want more? Just, the best possible precision, control. It's the best of the best. Length, obviously, it's 27 inches. Unstrung balance, 310. I'm surprised that it's 310. It could have been even 305 maybe, but the 310 will still maintain a great maneuverability and decent plow through. But as we will look at the swing weight later, just look at the stiffness, 65 RA. I love it. I love 65 RA racket because it's a medium stiffness. It's not stiff. It's not soft. It's medium. It's in my sweet spot. I also play with the Artengo tennis racket, the TR 960 Control Tour 16x19, the Galamon Fields tennis racket, and it has the same stiffness, 65. I believe it's an unstrung stiffness, so strung will be a little bit even, probably a little bit even softer, maybe 63 or something like that. But the base stiffness 65 for the frame, I believe it's optimal for all type of shots, and it doesn't really force you into some specific type of swing or something like that, because we know that with very soft rackets you need to have a long type of swing, let's say, but with stiff rackets you should have the shorter swing path, let's say, and the 65 stiffness can work for both of the worlds. So yeah, you can have a medium long path of the swing and it will work for you very well. Now I will switch to the Tennis Warehouse website. We can see there the swing weight, because the rackets are already there, and you will be surprised, or I need to delete this. You will be probably surprised how well these rackets will swing. And I believe it's the specialty of the Dunlop rackets that they have such a manageable swing weight. Look at that. The swing weight is 316, just 316, and the stiffness, they already measured the stiffness also, 66, so even a little bit stiffer than the original specs. So 316 stiffness for a 315 gram racket. Isn't this wonderful? So I believe even intermediate players can hit with this racket without feeling kind of under pressure from the frame. And it's just about how are you good in hitting in the sweet spot, because 613 square centimeters, 95 square inches, it's a small head size. And look at the lovely leather grip that has been put there. Of course, it's the best of the best. Is the pinnacle of the control oriented racket from Dunlop, so it should be there. Nice. And by the way, the price for this racket, 242 euros. It's actually not bad. It's already in a discount. It has been released and it's already cheaper than most of the new rackets from other companies. And when I switch to the Tennis Warehouse US, I was blown away by the price of the Pure Strikes 2024. Yep, just reviewing them right now. Where is the Dunlop? So when you switch to the Tennis Warehouse US, you can see that these rackets are what? $199 American dollars. It's crazy how cheap these new rackets are, guys. $199. It's almost 50, let's say, dollars cheaper than in Europe. I don't know what's going on, but you can have a brand new stick for $199. Just crazy. And yeah, all the other companies should be able to make rackets in this price point, because we can see nowadays rackets are what, 259, 260, 270. Well, let's look at the new blades, for example. New blade version 9. Okay, we have here the top notch, 259, so $60 difference. That's not a small difference, isn't it? It's a quite big difference. If we look at the Babolat, we have the new Pure Strikes. Let's take the best of the best, let's say the 97. $279, so $80 difference. That's a big difference, right? You can buy a lot of other stuff for $80. Ooh, this one, $249. Okay, so the differences are there, and the Dunlop is superior in the price of their new tennis racket. So let's move on. We have a lot to discuss and a lot to talk about the other versions. So Luciano Darderi endorsing these rackets. So there is the CX 200 Tour, it's a lighter, let's say, brother of the previous racket. The head size is the same. You can see 630, 95 square inches. The weight is a little bit lower, 5 gram lower, 310. Beam width stays the same. String pattern is 16 by 19, so you can expect a little bit more spin potential, or a little bit more, quite a bit more spin potential. Length, of course, is the same. Unstrung balance stay the same, so you can expect super maneuverability. And the stiffness is once again 65. So once again, the medium stiffness, I like it. I like that the Dunlop is maintaining the stiffness almost throughout the whole series for all the rackets. The stiffness is the same. The other similar. The other companies are, okay, with one racket it's like this. With another racket there is a 3-point difference, 4.5 points difference. But these rackets feel that they have the similar, very similar stiffness throughout the series, and you can really choose which of the rackets will suit you just based on the head size, weight, and let's say balance, and maybe the other specs like string pattern, but you don't have to worry about the stiffness being different for the rackets. Now, what is the swing weight for this frame? Let's look at that. So it's a standard CX200 Tour 16 by 19. Let's take a look. 314. So once again, very manageable swing weight. Nothing like 330. What you expect from the Pure Strikes or the Head Speed Pro or even Head Speed MP with a swing weight that is around 326. So once again, very quite easy swing weight, great also for juniors. Very interesting these rackets for sure. Now the next lighter version, and this might be the favorite among a lot of players and also myself, because this is the CX200, 98 square inches, 632 square centimeters, unstrung weight 305 gram, beam width a little bit thicker. It's okay, 21.5 is still a slim beam width, string pattern 16 by 19, unstrung balance 315, and stiffness 65. So these specs of this racket are exactly, I believe, the same like with my Artengo racket, except maybe the beam width for my Artengo is 22 millimeters. So this one looks like it's a little bit let's say slimmer in this sense. And let's look at the swing weight, shall we? So swing weight for this, I believe most favorable stick is once again 314, and you can see the similar number. So they are maintaining the swing weight with all the top three rackets is the same. The stiffness is also very similar, measured by tennis wear 64, so around the 65. So it's just upon you which of these rackets you will choose, but they would feel, in my expectation, they will feel all the same in the feel segment, let's say. But what is different, of course, is the head size and the overall weight and so on. But the stiffness and the swing speed with these rackets will be all the same. So you can really hit, or you can really swing with all of these rackets in a quite similar way, and just adjust to the head size. Now we can see there's some more players: Jansen Brooks, Liam Brody, Kyung Wang, Annie Van Koot, a wheelchair, Jamie Murray, Misaki Dewey. More players as follows from ITF Junior Boys, ITF Junior Girls, ATP Tour Coach Thomas Druet. not many, let's say, top tier players there. I'm quite surprised, but I think it's getting better and better with the Dunlop rackets. Now the CX200LS, very unique frame. Why? Look at the numbers, look at the specs. Is there any similar racket on the market like this one? I believe no. This is super unique. So we have 99 inches or 632 square centimeters. Actually, this can translate into 98. Usually this is a 98, not 99. Or it can be 98 point something, of course, but yeah, actually, why don't we just take a look at it? Because, you know, why not to have I want centimeters to inches. So 632 is 97.9. Well, what does this mean? It should be 98, right? Because, you know, with the blades 98 and other rackets that have the similar number, it's called 98, not 99. So someone has made a mistake there. Other rackets have also the 630 size. It's 97.6. And if we want 99, if we write 99, it would be 638. So yeah, someone needs to learn the numbers at Dunlop there. So still, look at that. Head size, yeah, quite small, right, for this weight, 290 gram. Beam width, quite slim, 21.5. String parent 16 by 19. The length is the same. Unstrung balance 325. Very manageable balance. And once again, stiffness 65. Wow, they are doing the rackets really for someone who just wants to choose the rackets right, who just isn't, let's say, confused too much with these numbers. Let's focus on the important ones. The stiffness can be sometimes misleading, so it's nice to see that they are trying to make the racket with the same stiffness. And if we look at the specs in the swing weight, 309. Very manageable, quite easy swing weight, even for a lower, let's say, lower intermediate. So this racket would be really great for a junior who is transitioning to a heavier racket from a, let's say, 260 gram or 270 gram racket with a standard 100-inch head size, and junior who wants to have a little bit better control and precision, but who doesn't have really the mass and the energy and the power, because it's still young to play with a proper, let's say, 305 gram racket, right? So this looks like a very good option also for weaker, ambitional, also tournament oriented women. Really interesting stick, guys, really interesting. Let's move on. Now, the oversize, CX200 oversize. So once again, super unusual specs. We still stay in a segment of, let's say, control-oriented racket, but with just a little bit bigger head size, or quite a bit bigger head size, because this is a 105 square inches 677 square centimeters, but the weight 295, still very competitive. Beam width stays the same, 21.5, 16 by 19, and unstrung balance 325. So you don't see these crazy numbers like from the other companies, like they are jumping from the unstrung balance 310 and then 325, and then one racket has 330 and one racket has, they are kind of maintaining the DNA of these rackets throughout the all series. And once again, stiffness 65. I love it. I love it. So let's move to the swing weight. I hope they have it. They have it here. Okay. And I can expect that the swing weight for this racket will be higher because the head size is bigger. So don't get fooled by the, let's say, oh, it's an oversized, it's for old dudes, old guys. Yeah, of course, for good seniors. Look at that, 319. So this oversized puppy has the highest swing weight of all the rackets until now. Isn't that amazing? Yes, but it makes sense. So this lighter racket, of course, with a big head size, will generate a lot of free power for, yeah, the older guys, let's say. The seniors, maybe you are 55, maybe you are 60, but you have played competitive all your life. So what now? What racket will you buy? And this racket still maintains the performance with the weight, with the beam width, and the stiffness, and the head size is just a little bit bigger to help you out in the tough situation. So once again, a unique racket that no other companies quite have. So well done for Dunlop. And now finally the 300 gram CX 400 Tour. So this will be the, let's say, the one of the best sellers for sure. As you can see, 100 square inches, 645 square centimeters, 300 gram unstrung balance, beam width. We've jumped from the thin beam to the, let's say, medium thick beam, 23 millimeters. So now we are heading towards more free power, 16 by 19, and unstrung balance is 320. It's just 320. It could have been even 325 for my taste, but they are trying to maintain the maneuverability and the easy control of these rackets. And finally, the stiffness has raised up just a little bit to the 68 RA, of course, to generate more free power. But the stiffness come along with the wider beam. Of course, the wider the beam, the higher the stiffness. And it's okay, it's good for this type of racket that will just generate more free power. And I can't wait to see the, sorry, I need to delete this. I can't wait to see the swing weight for this racket. I believe it will be also in the 315 realm, let's say. Oh, it's not there yet, so there is no info about the swing weight, but in the description we can see that there is written that it also packs a sub 315 swing weight. So the swing weight will be around 315 or a little bit lower for this racket. So it will be once again a good racket for juniors who just want a generally heavier racket, but that still generates a quite good amount of power. But as you can see, the swing weight around 315 or under helps, let's say, players to swing fast and to get the most racket head speed from these rackets. Now we are going to the classic standard CX40. This is a racket for, let's say, intermediate and lower intermediate players. 100 square inches, 645, 285 gram, still a very competitive racket for someone who is coming into the sport more and more, who wants to, let's say, get better with every training. Beam width 24 millimeters, so I believe this is something around the beam width of, let's say, pure drive rackets. 16 by 19, the length is of course the 27 inches, and the unstrung balance is 330, now shifted a little bit more towards the head, and the stiffness 71, so it's the Babolat type of stiffness, so you can expect a lot of power from this racket, which is of course needed when you are still learning the game and you are not able to generate the power with your own body. So let's move for another racket, and we will take a look at the swing weight if it is there. CX4 400. No, it's not there. Okay, but there is the tour. Let's go back to the tour version. The tour version, and there is the swing weight. Sorry guys, I misled you. So there is the swing weight, 317. Yes, that's what I expected from the tour version, from the 300 gram version. Very good, still a very good swing weight that you will manage without a problem if you are on the intermediate or a little bit upper intermediate level. So let's go back, the CX400. And what we have now, the last of the rackets, is the CX Team 100. It's the lightest racket from all of the rackets. And you can see that the head size still 100, 275, so a lighter beam. The beam width though is 22, so it's a quite slim beam, thin beam. 16 by 19, 320, and stiffness 66. So we are going back into the medium stiffness. Let's say this is an interesting frame, I have to say. So once again, for the juniors, or for a weaker women, for a weaker man who are still learning the game, for the lower intermediates, or even for beginners who just want to have a racket that is right from the start more control oriented, the beam width for this weight is surprisingly thin, and the balance, of course, 320, more towards the hand, and the stiffness 66. Once again, a very interesting frame for those who are into the game, let's say few months, few years, and who are just beginning their journey, but who feel that tennis is their sport, who know that they will live long with a tennis racket in their hand. So nice specs for such a, let's say, light racket, and once again quite unusual. And I believe we are at the end of this talk about the new Dunlop tennis rackets. There are the junior versions, of course, 25, 23, 21, and now there are the bags. We are not interested in the bags. So guys, what can I say about Dunlop? It's just a unique company. It fits the tennis racket world really well. These rackets are great for someone who wants something different, who is, let's say, not interested in Wilson, Babolat head, in these main, let's say, brands, who want something affordable, yet competitive, yet performance oriented, but also with an easier approach to the overall control of the frame, because all these rackets have, as I remember, all these new rackets, even the most advanced and the heaviest, have a sub 320 swing weight. That's very unusual, and I can see that from these rackets many of the intermediate players who want to jump to the advanced level of tennis will benefit from, because if you are on an intermediate level, it can be really tough for you to jump to the new, let's say, Speed Pro that has the swing weight of 330 or 333. That's a huge difference. If you have a racket with a swing weight of 315 or 320, and then you will jump to 330, 333, your arm will notice that, guys. Definitely, you will notice that after 1 hour of hitting, you will be more exhausted, your arm will be more tired, and if there is a weakness in your technique, then it will transfer. The weakness will really transfer into some pain. It can transfer into some pain. It can transfer into some issues that you don't want to have, because maybe you are not ready for the 330 swing weight rackets, and these rackets can really help you out to get the precision, the control, the maneuverability you want. You will maintain the performance level throughout the whole long training or whole long match, whole long tennis weekend on tournament or tennis week, and it will be just joy for you to go out on the court knowing that a performance-oriented racket with small head size, with a quite heavy beam, with quite heavy weight, with this type of string pattern, with this type of beam width, is still very easy to swing with and to control. So this can give you confidence. On the other hand, if you are tired and you go out with a racket with a high swing weight, and you know that you are not in a position to play with the racket a good match against a good opponent, it can really beat you even before you start the match. So I believe that these Dunlop sticks are a great option, and I can't really wait to hit with them, and I hope I will get hands on these, particularly these, because the CX series is something I'm missing from my let's say review portfolio. So I will ask my boss on the Sportega store if they are willing to test these rackets out. So guys, that's all from me. As always, if you enjoyed this video, you can support my channel by doing 3 things. You can click the super thanks button, you can use the buy me a coffee platform or PayPal, and through these 3 platforms you can ask me a question, and it is guaranteed I will answer the question as best as I can, so we are all happy at the end of the day. And that's all from me now. I hope you are having a great day. You know, Australian Open is finishing, and what a great tournament it is, and it will be, and it was if you are watching after it has finished. And as always, enjoy tennis, play tennis, watch tennis, and don't forget to enjoy the manooovrlbity. Bye guys.
You can't be serious, man. You cannot be serious! That ball was on the line!